Hi guys, I'm Sarah and welcome to this week's YouTube video lesson, part 2 of describing graphs and statistics for business English. Today we're going to do a simulation of verbs, adjectives and adverbs with prepositions, combining last week's video with this week's video. And I'm going to kick off with a sample speech of what you can say when you're presenting statistics and graphs. Let's dive straight into our performance review from the last fiscal year. As you can see from this line graph, we have the global breakdown from our global sales revenue. If you look at the x-axis, which represents the timeline from Q1 to Q4, you will notice that it was a dynamic year. Starting in Q1, our revenue stood at 12 million. Moving into Q2, we experienced a slight dip due to seasonal supply chain bottlenecks, causing our numbers to fall marginally to $11.5 million. However, Q3 proved to be a turning point for us following the launch of our new software suite. Sales grew significantly. In fact, demand surged so quickly, so sharply, so steadily that our Q3 revenue rocketed to 18 million euros. As we rolled into Q4, that rapid growth leveled off as the market began to saturate and our revenue plateaued to a healthy 18.5 million to close out the year. Overall, the graph clearly shows an upward trend in our annual performance. Now let's look at where the revenue actually came from. This pie chart illustrates the breakdown of our market share by region. Our domestic market remains our strongest pillar. As you can see, this segment represents our largest market share at 45%. However, the real story this year is our European expansion. Over the last 12 months, our European market share increased by 12% and now stands at a whopping 35% of our total pie. Conversely, because we shifted our focus away from the APAC region, our market share there steadily decreased from 28% to 20%. And finally, I'd like to briefly address our operational costs. Over the first 3 quarters, our costs fluctuated dramatically due to volatile shipping rates, moving up and down almost every month. The good news is, after renegotiating our supplier contracts in November, those expenses bottomed out and have finally remained steady for the last 8 weeks. Thankfully enough. To wrap up, despite some early volatility, there was a steady increase in our overall profitability. Thank you, and now I'll open the floor to any questions. I hope you've enjoyed this sample presentation speech, of which you can use today, this week, at work. Remember, your comments are welcome in the comment section, and don't forget to check the video notes to see the explanations of everything that I've said today. Thank you so much for listening, and I wish you the best of luck in your English this week. Take care.